Newsroom. Travel experts say gas prices are the highest they've been in 7 years. Gas buddy Patrick Dehan says one cause for the price surge is the gas supply, about 17% lower than where it was before the pandemic. And we just got confirmation that the two bodies found near that overturned SUV in the Angeles National Forest are those of the two 19-year-olds who were last seen driving in the Wrightwood area last Thursday. Right now, let's talk tech with KTLA's Rich DeMuro. You can follow Rich on social media at Rich on Tech. His website is richontech.tv. Hi, Rich. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Jennifer.
Normally, a Nintendo Switch story, a brand new one coming out, is, woohoo for all of the people who love that. Why is this one more of a meh?
Yeah, because, Nintendo, number one, E3 was just held recently, last month, and that's typically when all these video game companies announce their big things. Nintendo decided to hold out, so people got excited, thinking, okay, maybe this new Switch we're all waiting for is coming soon, and then yesterday, they dropped a surprise announcement. It is a new Switch, but it's basically the old Switch with a couple of tiny improvements. The first is a better screen that's a little bit bigger, so now it's an OLED display, which is, more vibrant. It's got a new adjustable stand that's wider, so it's easier to kind of stand up on a table. Double the storage on board and better audio, but also has a $50 increased price tag. And this is a product that's, going on a couple years old, so now it's $350.
Yeah, it almost just sounds like they put, lipstick on something.
Yeah, and so will this be the Switch that everyone's waiting for the Switch has been very, very popular for Nintendo, and they're getting a lot of runway out of this thing. Everyone wanted a new one for the holidays. It's been kind of a while, and of course we saw new consoles from Xbox and also PlayStation over the past year, so I don't think we're going to see a brand new Switch by the end of the year for the holidays, so this should hold people over. But, it's not exactly what people are waiting for.
Okay, so are we going to find out that this is all part of the microchip issue that we've seen in cars and things like that? Because wasn't this new Switch supposed to have some NVIDIA chip inside or something like that? Or am I just putting these two together because, chip, and that's what I'm thinking?
No, you're absolutely right. There's definitely been a crunch on new tech and new software, or rather new gadgets, because of all these shortages. They're not saying that that's the issue here, and we're not really sure if it is. I think this might just be part of their timeline, and, it's not like they switched gears, so to say, no pun intended, right, and came out with something like, okay, well, let's just upgrade the old one, because you still have to put chips in this one. Now, yes, the new one is supposed to have a much better processing power, 4K. That's what really the gamers want these days.
Okay. So a lot of times you go somewhere, public spot, and you want to log into their Wi-Fi network. You're saying if there's a percentage in the network link, I guess, beware. Why?
Yeah, this is kind of weird. A researcher has found that if you connect to a Wi-Fi network on your iPhone, with a combination of a percentage sign and a lot of the letters like P, S, and N, they seem to wreak havoc on your phone. And literally, once you connect to this Wi-Fi network, you will not be able to turn your Wi-Fi on or off. It's like permanently disabled. And some people say you have to completely reset your phone, like back to factory. Other people say a network settings reset will do it. But the reality is, it seems like there's some sort of bug with the percentage sign right now. And that's something that Apple needs to fix. So for now, Jennifer, I would not connect to network names that have a percentage sign in them, just to be on the safe side.
And I'm sure that anybody listening who's an Android user is thinking, well, wait a minute, why is it just iPhone? Should I be concerned too?
So far, we haven't seen this show up on Android. It seems like it might be something in the iOS programming. And, Apple's been pretty good about, coming out with software fixes pretty quickly. They may not mention this one specifically when they come out with the new software, but we don't know if it's happening to everyone. I'm certainly not going to try it on my phone. I went 24 hours once without cell service because I did an update, and it's pretty painful.
It is painful. It's ridiculous how reliant we have gotten on our phones.
Oh, Jennifer, I try to put it down to like an hour in the afternoons, and it's like something brings you back. Oh, let me do a note to self, and it's like, oh, I need my phone for that.
Yeah, Monday morning, I had the day off. Scott and I got up kind of late, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go out and get breakfast for us. I'll be right back. I go in the car, I go get breakfast, I come back, I set everything down, and I can't figure out where my phone is. I thought I was going to die. looked at me and he said, really? This is where we are? I mean, you may explode if you don't find your phone. It was in the truck. I just had to run it in. But oh my God, I felt like I'd lost an arm.
I know. My favorite feature on the Apple Watch is the little feature that dings your phone. So it bing, 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 you know.
Yeah.
So my wife and I, that's like the most popular sound in our house.
You know, I wish I had thought of that. Next time, I was going to say I'll text you next time. But I couldn't because I didn't have my freaking phone. Anyway.
Wow.
All right, so I feel like I should just hand you $10, and you can tell me what I'm supposed to do with it to make sure, because as I just mentioned, I lose stuff, that I keep my phone and my photos and videos and all of that all backed up, and it's only $10 for a year. I'm in.
This is pretty great. This is my number one takeaway from this is please back up your phone, specifically the photos and videos on your phone. I don't really care how you do it. Just find something that works for you. But I'm always looking for something that's interesting and easy. And a lot of people like these little USB drives that you plug into the bottom of your phone, and those are great. But the cloud is a little bit easier, and I found an app called iDrive Photos. It's brand new. It's from a company that's been around for a long time helping people back up computers. They're actually based in Calabasas. Now they have this app called iDrive Photos. It's $10 a year, Jennifer, for unlimited photo and video backup from your smartphone in unlimited resolution and also unlimited storage. So if you got 4K videos, you got pictures, it's super easy, it's fast, it's $10 a year. If you sign up to their website, it's only $1 for your first year. They have a free trial. There is no reason that you shouldn't try this because it's just, like the founder told me, it's just insurance. You back up your pictures as insurance.
Absolutely, because, I mean, how many of us have thought, where in the world is that picture, and it's on maybe some old phone or something like that. This would be great just along the way. You're backing it up once a year. I love this idea, and it's local. Win-win.
Yeah, it's a nice local company, and again, it's just having them there somewhere. Even if you don't even think about this app, you install it on your phone, open it up once a month, just make sure your stuff is backed up in there, and it's like, for $10 a year, it's something you don't really have to put a lot of thought into, and that's kind of like the easiest, best way to back things up when you don't really have to think about it very much.
All right, Rich, thank you so much, and people, I assume, can find all of this at richontech.tv.
Absolutely, that and more.
All right, thanks, Rich. Have a great one. Talk to you next week.
You too, Jennifer. Keep tabs on that phone.
I gotta make sure. I'm not even wearing my watch today. Now I'm in big trouble.
Come on, Jennifer.
I know. I'm a loser this morning. All right, Rich.
No.
I'll talk to you next week with my watch on and my phone near me.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you later. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk our business buzz with CNBC's Jane Wells. You know, it's only Jeff Bezos who could have a contract, have it canceled on him, and somehow this guy still makes money. Then Jane sent me a story that I think she's a little fired up about because it was in all caps, something that happened to her. Like she was shouting at me in my email. And then also, we've got, what do you think about retiring in Mexico and living the dream on $160 a month? I say yes to that. And speaking of your money, now's your chance to win $1,000.
Kfi has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword LOVE, L-O-V-E, to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's LOVE to 200-200.
And if you win, as always, you'll get a call from a number you don't recognize. Please answer that phone because I want you to win the money. Your next chance to win comes at 7:20 during Handle here on KFI. All right, we come back. It's your Biz Buzz with CNBC's Jane Wells. Right now, let's take another look at your drive. Robin's checking out the 5.
Being in San Juan Capistrano on the 5 northbound just for the 73 toll road. It's a crash with a couple of cars. Hit and run, actually. So that victim is on the right shoulder, as is CHP. Might find a little bit of a visual hazard for your drive. In Irwindale on the 210 west at Vernon Avenue, accident here. Over the right shoulder, there's some slowing right around Azusa Avenue. Still have some Caltrans working at Water Village on the 2 northbound from the 5 to Holly Drive. The right lane's closed until 6. Not seeing any slowing through that stretch, so not a big deal. 57 southbound, if you drive from Diamond Bar to the Orange Crush, it's going to take you about 15 minutes right now, no delay. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
Before I started Rooter Hero Plumbing, I was an angry young man. Hello, I'm John McClan. I was angry because my dad died when I was 17 and he left me alone. I was angry because I couldn't go to college with my friends and because I had to drop out of high school. It's not a pleasant story. But as I grew older, I also grew up. I realized that my dad didn't leave me alone. He left me with values and principles that continue to shape my life. Dad said, be on time. He didn't like it when people were late. He taught me to be polite. It was something I lost, but recaptured along the way. And he taught me to keep my promises, because broken promises lead to broken relationships. We teach and keep these values at Rooter Hero Plumbing. I think we have a pretty good company. I know we have great people. And if one of our heroes fails to live up to these values, please call me. My private number is on the back of every Rooter Hero business card. You can also reach us at rooterhero.com. Thank you.
CL 102-8886.
SoCal weather from KFI. Here comes our heat wave. Sunny today. Highs at the beaches still nice. Upper 60s to mid 70s there. We'll be in the low to mid 80s for Metro LA and OC. The IE should reach into the 90s, but some of the valleys could be well over 100. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
There are no limits to what we can do together. So let's keep rising, California.
Esquina, esquina, y ahí nos vamos. El mundo es grande, pero lo tengo en mis manos. Estoy muy duro, sí, ok, vamos. Y con el tiempo nos seguimos elevando.
Get vaccinated and wear a mask when it can protect you and others. Your actions save lives. To learn more, visit covid19.ca.gov.
¿Y dónde está mi hambre?
Small business owners know cutting costs without cutting quality is tough. How do you trim expenses without hurting your business? Easy. Get Spectrum Business. Call 888-489-2212. Switch to Spectrum Business and you can get the best internet and phone services for half of what you're paying today. Cutting costs can be easy when you get Spectrum Business. Just call 888-489-2212. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Summer is here, and Audible is ready. Whether it's about road trips or just a return to your daily commute, stream bestsellers, new releases, great originals, and podcasts all in one app. Try it free for 30 days at audible.com.
American Vision Windows, SoCal's choice for energy-efficient windows and doors. AmericanVisionWindows.com.
Live and local.
Our radio station.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. On a Wednesday morning, welcome to it. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, and some of the stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. A sergeant with the LAPD has been cleared of wrongdoing for passing around an offensive social media post showing a Valentine's Day card with George Floyd. A civilian rights panel found the officer not guilty despite Chief Moore's recommendation the officer be fired. Moore says the post originated outside of the state and did not involve members of the department. The photo showed a picture of Floyd with the caption, "You take my breath away." Floyd died after a Minneapolis police officer pushed his knee onto Floyd's neck. And that statewide Amber Alert for a man suspected of killing his girlfriend and then abducting their 2-year-old son in Lake Elsinore has ended. The man's been arrested in Las Vegas. The little boy was found just fine and has been reunited with his family. Right now, let's say good morning to CNBC's Jane Wells. Time for our Business Buzz. And, of course, you can follow Jane on social media at Jane Wells or check out her bulletin page at janewells.bulletin.com, which I did last night, Jane, by the way. The picture of you next to your latest piece, Dumb and Dumber, is fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that's when I did a zombie apocalypse story in Las Vegas. There's this place you can go and you can pay, and you are trained by some former special forces guys to fight zombies. It's quite an event, and I was way in over my head. Fortunately, the zombies did not win. It was close.
Well, I could tell that you were a little concerned about, the rest of your life, I should say, in this picture. But anyway, it's great. If you guys haven't checked out Jane's bulletin stuff, you need to do it. Again, it's janewells.bulletin.com. Such a fun
Thank
piece.
you.
Everything from Walmart to Yeezy in there. You got a little bit of everything going.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. I'm having fun doing it. It's a place where I can write about the things that they won't let me do on CNBC. So it's good.
All right, only freaking Jeff Bezos could have a contract canceled on him, and still this guy makes money.
I know. Well, so the Pentagon starting over with its big cloud computing contract. It's been a huge mess trying to do it. As everything being bid by the Defense Department, which only goes to one winner, always gets contested now. So it originally gave its cloud computing contract worth about $10 billion to Microsoft. Amazon sued for a few reasons, including saying that then President Trump didn't want Jeff Bezos' company to get it because Jeff Bezos owned the Washington Post. Anyhow, the Pentagon said, all right, we're starting over. We're going to probably pick more than one vendor to do it, which the theory is this is probably better for cloud computing because in case you get hacked, you have other vendors, although it does open you up to more security issues perhaps. And so because of that Microsoft losing that contract and the whole thing starting over, Amazon stock went up over 4% yesterday, which means the richest man in the world in just one day added $8.5 billion to his fortune, and it now tops. This is after he's been divorced. It's after he's been divorced, okay? He's now worth $211 billion.
So every time that his money goes up, does his ex-wife's money go up too? I have to ask. How does that work?
No, I believe they're now complete. I mean, when Amazon stock goes up, she probably still owns a lot of Amazon stock. So in that sense, yes. But I believe other than that, their fortunes are now completely separate. So he's not paying her alimony.
And he's no longer the CEO. He stepped down as that. I mean, still obviously big, on the board and all that. But I love how now, there was a story I heard yesterday about Jeff Bezos, and they said, now he's officially stepped down and from Amazon, and now he can fulfill his childhood dream of, what was it, something like riding his own spaceship into space or something like that. And I thought, only this guy, the rest of us dream that kind of stuff when we're little kids and we end up in radio. But this guy dreams it, and he's going to go to space in a couple of weeks.
He is on July 20th. He's going to be on the first passenger crewed ship. I mean, with the Shepard, the new Shepard spacecraft from Blue Origin. They're going to go up to the edge of the atmosphere out of East Texas, and going with him. This is my favorite story. Is a woman named Wally Funk. I didn't even know this. The NASA astronaut program in the 60s, while they were preparing men, the Mercury program. They were also preparing 13 women, interesting number, 13 women who've never, got off the ground. But Wally Funk was the youngest of that group. She's now in her 80s. She's spent a lifetime in aviation, has almost 20,000 flight hours, which is a lot. And she is going up with Jeff Bezos on the 20th and couldn't be more excited. So I do like that. But, you have to give, this is a guy who, Elon Musk, as much as I'm obsessed with him, and he dreams big, but all of his dreams have been initially financed by subsidies. NASA gave SpaceX $1.6 billion.
Right.
Tesla's had all kinds of stuff. Jeff Bezos built Amazon from zero with his own gumption, built it to be, worth over $1 trillion in stock market value. I mean, it's just what he has done on his own. It's breathtaking.
So I guess he doesn't make your Dumb and Dumber list.
No, he makes my Smart and Smarter list. Yeah. And I wouldn't mind being his ex-wife. She's doing just fine.
Oh my gosh, yes. Me too. Put me on the list. All right, what are these rumors about Amazon going to Camarillo? No?
It sounds like no for now. So this has been all the kerfuffle out here in the VC, in the Ventura County. Amazon has 2 large fulfillment centers. They're either up and running or they're all, I don't know, right in Camarillo, and they're not far from the airport. The airport's only for general aviation. I think Oxnard used to have commercial, but I don't think Camarillo has had them. They're not rated for commercial. And there are these rumors that Amazon wants to start flying, 767s and 737s cargo into the airport to go to these fulfillment centers, and people are freaking out about the noise and the flight path. And the airport is owned by the county, and the airport's told the Camarillo Acorn, no, these are rumors, they're not true. There have been no discussions with Amazon about planes. Amazon also told the Acorn, these are just rumors. Didn't say they were false rumors, but the airport says if Amazon did want the airport, rules would have to change, and there'd be a lot of public input. So that's not happening, at least not yet. But it would kind of make sense, Jennifer.
It really would, and I always hesitate when they say, no, these are just rumors, it's not true. But if it were to happen, I'm like, I've already been thinking about it. They've already got this plan in play.
Well, the Acorn did a Freedom of Information Act to get all the emails between the airport and Amazon, and got 60 emails, and none of them mentioned using the airport for planes. So take that for what it's worth.
All right, Jane, when you send me a story followed by something in all caps, this is when I go, oh, this is going to be good. So the headline is, hospitals often charge uninsured people the highest prices. So this is over the people who walk in with an insurance card. I think I always thought, okay, if you pay cash, you'll get a little bit of a break, and they'll stick it to the insurer. Not the case?
Not at all. In January, hospitals had to start revealing what they're charging. The Wall Street Journal did a deep dive to find out who's paying what, and they found, as the headline says, cash patients or uninsured patients are usually charged the highest prices. Now, some hospitals will give you financial aid, but you have to ask for it, and a lot of people don't know. So my own experience, this is what makes me nuts, is because, as the journal found, charges between hospitals are all over the map. And after the journal asked some of the hospitals, why is this so much? The list price came down, interestingly enough. So I have two stories. One, a little one. I once went to my dermatologist, and I said, hey, what if I paid you cash today? You have no overhead, no billing. This will be done right now. He said, I'd have to charge you more than using insurance, because he says the insurers will get angry if they find out cash patients get a better deal. But here's the real one, Jennifer. My son, 6 years ago, had an emergency appendectomy. So he had to go to the hospital. I stayed in the hospital 2 nights. The total bill, $44,000. Now, we had insurance. After the insurance got in there, the bill went down to $4,400.
Oh, that makes you sick.
10%. So you're still making money on $4,400, right?
Right.
So why is the sticker price, if I didn't have insurance, $44,000? It makes me insane. And the problem is, yes, they have to list their prices now, but most of this involves the emergency room, and you don't have time to shop around when you have an emergency.
No.
You just have to go. The pricing at hospitals is, to me, the great mystery that I'm glad the Wall Street Journal is starting to peel back so we can get an idea, but it just makes me crazy.
Absolutely. I can't believe that. 44,000 down to 4,400 once the insurance company got in there. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is one that Alex said she's got a friend who I guess was doing some hiring, and once they found out, oh, hey, you're going to actually have to come into the office of this workplace, they went, oh, forget it. Don't want to do that anymore. People are saying, no, thank you. Now that I've learned what it's like to work from home, I'll just stay here and find a job that allows me to work from home.
Especially women, especially working mothers, they're not coming back to work after the pandemic, the same numbers that men are. There's a whole host of reasons why, if you are looking for a job right now, you are in the driver's seat. It's unlike anything I think we have ever experienced, Jennifer, where people can be choosy. And what's happening on Wall Street is J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs are insisting employees come back to the office. They say it's crucial for culture, for brainstorming, for younger workers to be there in person and move up the chain, all of which are very valid reasons. But Citigroup and other financial giants are like, let's be flexible. Maybe you come in when you need to. Maybe we could, do 3 days a week. Jefferies, which is another bank, says it has had record profitability with people working from home. So, if it ain't broke. And the theory is that these more flexible companies will be able to attract potentially the best talent. I'm seeing it in other companies where you have PhDs or whatever. You want the top person, and the top person is like, you know what? I don't want to show up 5 days a week. I may not even want to show up at all. I may want to live in, Denver and work for your company in California. And companies are now realizing we can make that work. And if you're forcing people to come back, as Alex's friend said, and as I know some people, they're like, you know what? It's a good job market out there. I'll go work somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. And you absolutely see why. Like you said, it's a myriad of reasons. When people were forced to work at home, all of a sudden they started seeing all these different benefits of working from home. And now that they've seen that and they know that they're in the driver's seat when it comes to going back to their job, they're thinking to themselves, why not? Why not negotiate a little bit?
Well, yes, and there is something to be said for what is your corporate culture, and there is something to be said if you're 22 years old and you never meet the boss in person, versus somebody who's 40 and has a long relationship with the boss. Yeah, so I think the hybrid model is what a lot of people are talking about. But if it depends on the job. If you're a software coder, why do you have to ever be in the office?
Right.
I mean, it's and technically, JJ, I know they said, I know you guys came into the office, but not everybody did. And if I'm listening at home, I have to tell you, I could not tell who was in the office and who was broadcasting from home.
And yeah, exactly. And if that worked, and there are still a lot of people who say, I'm still not thrilled going back into the office because they're nervous about the Delta variant. And these are people who even got vaccinated. I mean, it's a whole, like you said, it's just a whole wide spectrum of reasons why people are like, I kind of like this hybrid model. Keep me out of the office a little bit, keep me home a little more. They're kind of into it. I get it.
And more productive without a commute. That's like 2 extra hours a day.
Yeah.
And you can do something else or work.
Exactly. Jane, thank you. We will get to the story about retirement in, I guess, 2 weeks, because I want to talk about how I could retire in Mexico on $160 a week and live the life I've always wanted.
Oh, who wouldn't?
I know. I'll get a compound with you.
Amazing. Okay, we're in.
All right.
Adios.
Adios. See you later, Jane. Jane's not with us next week. We'll talk with her the week after. But follow Jane on social media at Jane Wells. And again, check out her bulletin. It is so much fun. janewells.bulletin.com. All right, when we come back, we'll talk with ABC's Tom Rivers. And last night when I read this story, I thought, if I were to write a letter to the powers that be in Iran, because, I do that all the time, it would be something like, Dear Iran, if you want the U.S. to start thinking about rejoining the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, I suggest you stop enriching uranium at the level that a UN watchdog is accusing you of. Just some friendly advice, XOXO Jen. Tom will explain why my letter might just be spot on. That's coming up. Right now, let's take a look at your drive. Robin Banks is looking at the 5 again.
Yep, clearing this wreck in San Juan Capistrano on the 5 northbound just before the 73. It's all cleared to the right shoulder, and you're moving well through that area. Burbank, stalled car on 134 west at Buena Vista. Carpool lane's going to be blocked for a little bit as they scoot that car out of your way. Baldwin Park on the 10 westbound at Baldwin Park Boulevard. That's a 2-car wreck, both of which being worked on the right shoulder. A little slow as you approach that scene. In Irwindale, still working on the crash on the right shoulder on the 210 west at Vernon. In fact, it's slowing you down just a little bit right around Azusa Avenue. 91 westbound, Riverside through Anaheim and Fullerton. 35 minutes already. KFI and the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Make it a summer to remember with Audible. It delivers everything you love listening to all in one app. Stream the newest hot releases, bestsellers, Audible originals, popular podcasts, and more. Start listening free with a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals goes to the Suns. Phoenix held off the Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo, who returned from a knee injury. ESPN had Malika Andrews replace Rachel Nichols as their final sideline reporter. Nichols is in hot water after her comments on diversity were leaked. And the Dodgers suffered a heartbreaker after getting walked off by the Marlins on an error. Tony Gonsolin logged in his longest start of the season. I'm Rusty Jordan.
At Mercedes-AMG, giving 110% isn't just possible, it's mandatory. They squeeze every last drop of performance out of every last coupe, sedan, roadster, and SUV. Visit MBUSA.com/AMG. Mercedes-AMG, driving performance.
Rates subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount requirements apply. 60% loan to value and 620 FICO credit score. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Lenders Law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender.
You know, one thing I found that when we were all stuck at home during the pandemic, I started looking around the house and thinking, ooh, I'd love a little extra money to do that project, to knock out that wall, to add some extra cabinets there, to paint that. But, you know, I just bought the house. I could really use a home loan, right? Well, listen, wake up, because if you've heard these great home loan rates being advertised, but you've thought to yourself, it sounds wonderful, but I probably don't qualify, I bet you haven't called IntelliLoan. See, right now, IntelliLoan is offering a 1.99% APR with no points or no lender fees. So get that money that you need. And this is even if you've just got meh credit, maybe you're self-employed, whatever the case may be. IntelliLoan can help you get that great home loan so you can do all those things that you've been wanting to do. It's a 1.99% APR with no points or lender fees, even if your credit score is 620. So call IntelliLoan today before the rates go up. Call them at 1-800-918-6200. That's 1-800-918-6200. Or just go to IntelliLoan.com.
IntelliLoan. Borrow smart.
Hey, Drew, are you ready for Sit and Sleep's Independence Sale?
I sure am, Dad. But instead of being over the top, let's just tell people our sale is a great time to start sleeping better.
You're right, Drew. Maybe just a little 4th of July music to set the mood?
Sure.
Hit it, fellas!
Dad, you hired a whole marching band?
It's Sit and Sleep's Independence Sale, where you can save $1,000 on select mattresses from Sealy, Beautyrest, and Kingstown.
That's true, Dad. And to help people declare their independence from sleepless nights, we're taking $500 off Tempur-Breeze mattresses.
Plus, with your good credit, pay 0% financing for 24 months with your minimum monthly payment and 10% down. And save 15% on all Casper mattresses.
And only Sit and Sleep has bed match technology that scientifically recommends the level of support that's right for you. Dad, could you tell the marching band to cool it?
Sorry, once they start marching, they can't stop.
So this Independence Day holiday, trust your sleep to Sit and Sleep.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's California attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. 1455 Frazee Road, Suite 500, San Diego, California, 92108.
Mattress Firm's 4th of July sale has been extended. Hurry in and get a king bed for the price of a queen, or a queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying ceiling purchase. Or save $500 on all Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattresses. With our low price guarantee, you can rest assured you'll get the best bed at the best price. Only at Mattress Firm. Offer valid with qualifying purchase. Restrictions apply. Valid at participating locations only. For offer details, visit mattressfirm.com/sale.
Find the employees you need to get your business moving. Sign up with iHeartAdBuilder.com and create a custom radio ad to reach job seekers listening to stations just like this one. Get started today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Everyone is sweating out the summer right now. High temperatures, no relief in sight. Oh wait, except for me, I switched to SolarMax years ago.
How much have you saved since you switched?
Thousands probably. Let's just say my energy bills are so low now, I am no longer the thermostat warrior in my house. My air conditioning is almost free.
SolarMax is where you want to go because SolarMax does everything themselves right here in Southern California, which means exceptional quality control and no middleman.
That's right. You can get a SolarMax system for only $69.98 a month. And that includes a solar panel system and a home battery with an APR as low as 0.99%.
This offer expires July 31st. You even named your solar panels.
I did. They've each got individual little names, like Akbar and Dylan and Barbara. Call pound 250 from your cell phone. Say the keyword SolarMax. That's pound 250, keyword SolarMax. Or go to solarmaxtech.com, solarmaxtech.com. Monthly payment available on approved credit. See us being number 97204 for you.
Tickets are on sale now for our 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 17th and 18th in Las Vegas. Billie Eilish, Cheap Trick, Coldplay, Dua Lipa, Florida Georgia Line, J. Cole, Journey, Khalid, Lil Baby, Maroon 5, Nelly, Sam Hunt, Weezer, special guest performance by Phineas, and more on the T-Mobile Arena Nighttime Stage. Get tickets now through AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Hey, it's Neil Saavedra. To see if your baking powder is still working, put a teaspoon in a half cup of hot water. If it bubbles, bake away. For baking soda, put a spoonful in a bowl with a splash of acid like vinegar or lemon juice. If it fizzes, it's good. If not, head to the store. The Spork Report with Neil Saavedra on KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
Watermelon sugar.